Go.
Hi, I'm Linda with Chakralicious, and today I'm going to share my favorite salsa recipe with you. So please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really love and appreciate that. Okay, so take a look. These are all of your ingredients. You want to use the tomatoes on the vine. I find these to be the best, and they taste the best for the salsa. You're going to get a couple of jalapenos, 2 serrano peppers, and I like to use Anaheim also. And you may not use all of these, but it's nice to have a blend of the flavors. You're going to use 6 garlic and 1 onion, at least 1 white onion, maybe more. And then I like to have 2 to 3 of the lemons, and then a handful of the cilantro. So the only seasoning we put in is cumin and sea salt. 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of cumin, depending on your taste for that. And that's it for the ingredients. So I'm going to chop everything up and prepare it for the oven. We actually broil these first. And when I get back, when I'm ready with that, we'll come back and you can take a look, okay? Okay, now everything is ready to put into the oven. I put it on broil. Take a look. And I also you can put olive oil or avocado oil onto your chilies and to the garlic cloves. And then I'll put this. And I chopped up the onions because I find it's easier to do the blending afterwards with the onions when they're chopped. So that's why you'll see that. I'll put this into the oven, and it's going to be 6 to 7 minutes on each side. And I'll flip it over, but I want to make sure they look roasted before I take them out. Okay, so here we go. So take a look. This is what we want. So we're roasting the peppers. I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to turn these over. We want to get them nice and toasty, not too black, but we want the skin to peel off easily. Okay, and then I'm going to hide these garlic cloves so they don't get too burnt. Okay, there we go. Now I'm putting it back in. We're back. Okay, take a look. The chilies are nice and roasted. I have to let them cool off a bit, but they're going to be really easy to peel. Can you see that? The skin's coming off right here. I don't want to touch them because these are hot. Everything nice and roasted. So the next step, let this cool. Peel off the skin on the chilies. I've got the lemon juice, the cilantro, and the spices ready to go. Then I'm going to stick it in the Vitamix, and you'll get the chance to see that too. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to put a playlist for my favorite salsa music. So you can be playing salsa music while you're making salsa. Is that a good idea? Okay. See you soon.
Perfect. That was great. I like that little hip thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, here we go. This is all the roasted peppers. These are it's the garlic cloves, jalapeno, serrano peppers, and the 1 green pepper. I'm waiting on putting this extra jalapeno in until I find out how spicy it is. I like to put these in first. So I'll start with putting in the garlic, the peppers, and then I'll put in the tomatoes and the onions. Because it's better to get this blended finer, and you want the tomatoes a little bit chunky. Okay, so now here we go. We've got the onions and the tomatoes in here, and I'm going to start putting this in. Remember that the onions are already chopped, so that helps. And I'll save a little bit of the tomatoes, some of the tomatoes for the top. Now I put in your cumin and the salt, lemon juice, and I'm going to blend this up first. So the Vitamix, I just turn it on. I've got it on low. And now I'm going to see how this smells. That's spicy. I can smell that. So I'll put in the rest of my tomatoes and my cilantro, okay? And I'll go ahead and do the rest of the lemon juice. So now, we don't want the cilantro to be so pureed. You're going to have more in chunks. There we go. Come on. Now you got to get the lid off. There we go. Isn't that fun? Okay. So here's what it looks like. Look at that. Isn't that good? Now we have to taste it. To get some chips. Mmm. That is good. Got a little bit of a kick. Mmm. Okay. I'll try it, Penelope.
Done?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Try
Oh.
it first.
This is Penelope.
Yes. My friend who's being my videographer. You're so talented. Filming with one hand while you eat with the other. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Okay.
Excellent.
Please subscribe. And don't forget to play that salsa music. See you next time.